up. Yeah.
I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip, this, wet. Tell him run it up, no sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch, tell him run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip, this, wet. Tell him run it up, no sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch, tell him run it up. 9 out of 10, roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice, send.
That was a snafu.
Yes, it was. Greetings. We are here, Ebony Sports Reporters, and we got Coach Bernard Brown, Coach Julius Hall. We are in the house. And, yeah, it was a snafu with regards to that, what happened. And so, to the audience, I say out there, when you all were looking, please let us know. Please respond and let us know. Did you see soccer on the caption, on the running board for us for the opening? Did you see soccer? That is on behalf of Coach Otis Muhammad, or Coach Otis Muhammad, soccer coach. And so we move into this right here. The statements made by these gentlemen on the show are merely their statements. It is not the statements of any sports reporters, nor myself. Just to let y'all know that. So we move into this right here. Breaking news. And breaking news is Deshaun Watson. NFL, and along with his representatives, they have come with a compromise, 11 games and $5 million. Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts on that?
I wouldn't have let them. They would have took the 8 games. He should have been trying to say, no, I don't want this. Let's go to 4 games is what he should have been saying. That's what he should have did. No, 4 games. I think it's too much. I don't think he should have got suspended for 1 game, really. It's crazy. It's crazy. He shouldn't have got suspended at all. And then he took the 3 games extra so he could give them a little bit of good feelings. I'd have told them, okay, let's go 1 game. You know, they wanted the whole season, but the judge had already ruled. I'd have took my chances.
And Coach Bernard Brown, what's your thoughts with regards to Deshaun Watson in the NFL and the compromise didn't come to 11 games, $5 million?
First, I want to say this. The words that come out my mouth is don't reflect the Ebony Sports Reporter. What I'm about to break down to y'all is my personal words and is my feeling about it. Number 1, the playmaster Roger Goodell. He wasn't satisfied. The owners, the white owner wasn't satisfied. The complainers wasn't satisfied with the 6th game. So he came and turned around and said, okay, let's get back to the drawing table and want to get this man 11 games and $5 million. They want, like Juice, they want to give him a whole year, probably a year and a half. If that was Aaron Rodgers or Brady or somebody, we would never be hearing about all this here. And what I'm disappointed in this too, I am disappointed in the black representative for the Players Union. They should have never allowed this to happen. The guy never got charged with anything. He set a civil suit, but he never was charged with anything. Okay? So at the end of the day, the Houston, Texas owner called Roger Goodell and say, hey, I'm not, you know, I don't like the way this is going. And that's why he gave them 11 games. And it's crazy, man. The NBA, trust me, the NBA is a perfect example of black men sticking together because LeBron James is the commissioner. The NFL Players Union need to start sticking together behind these boys and stop being, you know, dictated by this Roger Goodell and these pretty old white boys who own the team. That's my opinion. That's what happened. That what went down.
All right. Coach Rob DeLoach, what's your thoughts with regards to the breaking news of Deshaun Watson receiving 11 games that he will not be able to play, and also $5 million that will be donated to charity? What's your thoughts on that?
Well,
He should have been down in Miami with me and Coach Bernard Brown.
Yeah.
And donating that money to charity.
Yeah.
It definitely would have been a tax write-off.
Yeah.
And our fingers would have been sticky.
Very, very sticky. Yeah. Hey, Cuban sticky.
Wow.
But I mean, like most of you guys say, he wasn't committed of anything. You know, the civil suits were settled, but the NFL was kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. And I guess for him, he kind of gave in for whatever reason. I just thought maybe off the record that his mother probably said, you know, long term, you know, just go ahead and do what's right. You think it's right, and let's move on from this.
Yeah, yeah.
The
And
Montees and people in his community probably say, hey, just go ahead and you know, you can't win here. They're gonna keep dragging you. So go ahead and sit out here. You got $230 million. What's $5?
Yeah, yeah. And one thing I like about what he did, y'all gentlemen, I love his statement. He said he apologized for his action. Can we please just move on and let me move on in another direction with my life and make me a better person?
Yep.
And you can't say nothing better than that.
Move on.
Yep.
And so that's what some people are talking about. That they say, why did he make a statement now? Why did he make a statement now, Coach Julius Hall?
I don't know.
Coach,
I really don't.
Coach Rob DeLoach, why do you think he made a statement now?
That's part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And
if he had came forward, then it would have said that he was guilty.
Mm-hmm.
But he just made a general statement, like most of them do anyway. I mean, that's general statement to protect the brand long term. That's all it is.
Yeah, and I guess what he should do is, you know, you're giving people time now to go back and do. He got nothing but time to go take massages now.
Yeah.
You know, and
The
then
right
you just got to do it legal now. Ask them whether they want some money, and then videotape it. You know what I'm saying? These girls are after money, man.
Yeah, yeah. That's the bottom line. And piggyback on what y'all said too, and it's like he's protecting his brand for the future. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He had to play it out. At the end of the day, come on now, 30 women's and
you don't call the police before this?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, come on now.
I took my chances in court.
Yeah,
this wasn't like Bill Cosby.
You get lemon pepper.
You know.
Yeah,
I took my chances in court.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm happy for the young man. He's a spiritual young man. His family, country boy from what, South Carolina somewhere, you know.
No, he's from Georgia. He's from North Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just
Gainesville, Georgia.
Hinesville.
Gainesville, Georgia. Gainesville.
You say spiritual?
He's from North Georgia, Gainesville.
Yeah, Drew, you can be spiritual and still get a massage. A spiritual massage.
He say spiritual. Okay. All right.
Well, a part of why I threw it out there about the statement, but some people were saying that they had wanted a statement before this time period right here. And some people realized that what the deal is, that it would not been in his best interest with regard to making a statement at that time. And so that's one of the things that they try to come at him about. Why did he wait to make a statement now? Because you still had this process going on. So the next thing, we move on again. Brittany Griner is still there in Russia. Her legal team has now filed an appeal with regards to the process to get Brittany back home. At least I'll get the negotiations going on to get Brittany back home. But we're going to deal with somebody in the WNBA. That again, people are looking at Sue Bird and they're celebrating Sue Bird that this is her last go round. But there's someone else who people say who just had a stellar career in the WNBA, but she's not getting the same type of respect and the same type of acknowledgement. Sue Bird gets acknowledgement, but Sylvia Fowles is not getting it. What's your thoughts with regards to that? And because again, they said that if there was somebody else who's from Miami, from South Florida, and has won championships, MVPs, and has a stellar career, they'll be touting them and throwing them up there, just like Udonis Haslem. So, Coach Rob DeLoach, what's your thoughts on that with regard to Sylvia Fowles?
Well, we all know this. The obvious. Hell, she's 6'6" and she's black. Yeah. Nothing else need to be said. But the thing about Sue Bird, she played at UConn. She's a decorated athlete, for the women's game. And I mean, she's white. I mean, what else are they going to celebrate? Hell, we taking over everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, ain't but a few of them left. So, they're going to give her whatever she desires on her road trips, but it's no knock on Sylvia Fowles. I mean, the numbers are the numbers. She was good for the game.
And Coach Bernard Brown, what's your thoughts with regards to that? And Coach Julius Hall, they want to know what's the score for the game. What's going to be the score for the game? That's what Julius called. Coach Julius Hall, we're going to throw that out there too. But Coach Bernard Brown, you got the floor right now.
I piggyback what Coach said. You know what, Becky, my thing is this, and then I'm gonna go on when we start talking about playoff and all that with the WNBA. I'm gonna say this here: it's a black league, but they pitching it. They put the white girls in front of it. Yeah, Sue Bird was a good player. Yeah, she went to UConn. Yeah, she 80 years old, still playing. Blah 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 blah. At the end of the day, if it wasn't for these black young ladies playing their butt off to make the WNBA what it is, it won't be no WNBA. At the end of the day, if all these girls decide to say, hey, let's go overseas and play, it won't be no WNBA. So give these black girls their prop, man. And I'm just tired of it. And I ain't gonna spend my money to go see Sue Bird. Trust me, I'm gonna go see Candace Parker and the rest of those girls at the end of the day. And you know what, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. We need to boycott the NBA, the WNBA, not NBA, the NFL, those two. Seriously, man. We allow them, like I always say, we allow people to mistreat us.
Well, I think part of the WNBA, if they change them uniforms, they might get more attention.
And in that basketball,
there you go. There you go.
They need to go in the onesies.
Skin tights. Yeah.
They need to go in onesies.
They're too loose. Yeah, they're supposed to loose. What are we coming to the game for?
Right.
Sue Bird, I like Sue Bird. If Sue Bird had on a bathing suit while she was playing, then it might be more attractive for me to come and watch Sue Bird.
Yes.
She's shooting that three with a bathing suit on.
You let her cross you over?
Yeah. Yep. Cross me over. Okay. I fall down.
Post me up.
Yeah.
Hold over here.
But what the little Schuyler's who I want, Skylar Diggs.
Woo, boy. Skylar Diggs.
Yeah. Skylar. Back me down, Skylar.
Yep.
She's gonna score every time.
No fouls here.
No fouls. Hey, they might no, there will be some fouls because I guess we'll grab for the ball.
Or the balls.
Hey, what score is this gentleman talking about?
Dr. Jamal, you still with us?
He ain't frozen.
He done froze up.
I see him move.
Yeah.
I see his eyes move.
Yeah, I'm frozen. I am frozen. The Thursday night game.
0-0.
Oh, I didn't know what game he was talking about. Let me put it on so I could tell him what the score is.
So
0-0.
Again, the statements made by Coach Julius Hall, Coach Rob DeLoach are merely their opinions. Not the opinions of Ebony Sports reporters and myself. So I was going to go to Coach Julius Hall, but we're going to move on from there. And Coach Bernard Brown, you ain't got to let the people know what topics be coming up. That's, again, our surprise for them. So we're now going to move on to the WNBA playoffs. So what's your thoughts with regards to Coach Bernard Brown?
Excuse me. I stand corrected. I'm sorry.
I'm about to have an asthma attack, but go ahead. Oh, my God.
Hey, I want to say this here, and I'm I'll piggyback off what I just left off of. All right, I'm gonna give y'all some statistics. Okay, AJ Wilson. All right, she played for the Las Vegas. All right, she was Defensive Player of the Year. She's the only player in WNBA history to have 700 points, 200 rebounds, and 70 blocks. The only player ever that did that. She was Defensive Player of the Year. Okay, that right there, candidate for you should be WNBA Player of the Year, right? With that, they got the little Becky, Brittany Stewart. She done won back-to-back Player of the Year. White girl now, back-to-back Player of the Year. If they ain't racist, tell me what it is. Tell me what it is. Come on now. Come on. This girl, she done set records. She averaging, I gave him a statistic. She averaging 20 points a game, 10 rebounds, 5 blocks, 3 steals, and they'll set a record. And she ain't WNBA Player of the Year, but little Becky is. Man, y'all go to hell.
Okay. All right. We will move on from there. Coach Rob DeLoach, what's your thoughts with regards to the playoffs for the WNBA?
When they start?
Tonight.
Oh. I thought the season was already over.
It started tonight. Seattle and Washington.
Again, the opinions of Coach Rob DeLoach are merely his opinion. WNBA, we are proud of you. But go ahead, Coach Rob DeLoach, if you have
Is Cynthia Cooper still playing and Cheryl Swoops?
Okay.
Sarah Miller.
Cheryl Miller? Lisa Leslie?
Yeah.
Are they still playing?
No.
Oh.
Well, that's the last time the WNBA was relevant to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not only were they good-looking women, they could play some damn basketball.
Yes.
So I don't really know. I can't tell the WNBA from the NBA players when I'm watching the WNBA.
Oh, Lord, boy, you crazy. Hey.
They got more tattoos than me, and I serve.
Hey, we need to have Coach come on every show now. So I don't have to be the only fool.
Once I went to Miami, Bernard, my mind is still down in the bottom.
Me too. Do you feel that? Yeah. I do.
Jesus, okay.
I'm about to put my shirt off. I'm about to put it off.
Coach, man, I'm in Atlanta, but my whole soul is in Miami. I swear I can't get it on. Man, trust me. Oh Lord.
Yeah, it's different at the bottom.
Yeah, we say to everyone out there, share, and let people understand that this is a family show that sometimes goes a little break. This is a family show. And I'm too afraid to go to Coach Julius Hall, who is frozen. But he's frozen. I'm too afraid to go to him to see what his response is going to be.
I couldn't do it. Hey, I'm trying to stay frozen, right? I'm trying to act like Jamal. I said, I can't do it. How he not blink his eyes and all, you know? I can't do it. I can only do it like 5 seconds.
Well,
water.
Hey, he's an alpha, just like Trump and Van Johnson.
They can fake real good. They can fake real good.
Okay.
That's what them alphas do.
Again, to the members of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated who are observing this or who may see this even in the future, the statements made by Coach Rob DeLoach are merely his statements.
Well, I think that, as you can tell, we're not very big in WNBA fans right now. I don't watch it until it's the finals, or it might be the semis. I might watch it, but if Skylar Diggs isn't on the floor, I'm not watching it anyway. And then I'm in a little protest right now because Putin got my girl all handcuffed over there in Russia. So she'll be home by Thanksgiving or Christmas. That's my prediction. So as far as who's going to win it, think the best team will win it.
Lord.
Hey,
To the audience, some feel that the Connecticut Suns this will be their year for them, the Connecticut Suns. So at least we'll throw that out there. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on because again, we go a little astray. As I said, this is a family show that goes astray. That's what Ebony Sports Reporters, the family show that goes astray. So we now go on to NFL preseason, where they wear tights also. They wear tights, and they are quite shapely too. So, Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts with regard to the preseason NFL?
And tights? You talking about the cheerleaders?
Oh God, Lord!
The cheerleaders.
I tried to be sarcastic.
Yeah, the cheerleaders did have tights on. You're right. The preseason, who that is hasn't lost a preseason game in 20-something games? Baltimore or something like that? Who that is?
But the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah. Which is, think about that. Who the hell try to win the preseason game? That's when you put everybody on the field so you can see who your best players are. I don't get into it until game one of the season. Game one of the season, so I could get on my sports betting line and call my bets in. Preseason is just for. I mean, we ought to go to a game. Let's go to Jacksonville game next week. Go down there and we go to Jacksonville next week. Me and my boys.
The audience and anyone checking the show out who has a gambling addiction, we do not approve of any gambling on Ebony Sports Reporters. We don't engage in fantasy football or none of that, fantasy basketball, baseball, none of that. So we will move on with regards to that. The opinion of Coach Julius Hall is merely his opinion. And then we will advise you to go to Gambling Anonymous if you have an issue. And we call Coach Rob DeLoach. What's your thoughts with regards to the NFL preseason?
You get to see a lot of the college kids that get a chance to play probably the first half. We know what the veterans can do. They're trying to keep everybody healthy. They try to get in the rhythm with some of these teams. So I like the preseason football. College football starts next week, so let's kind of get back into football swing. High school football starting tonight, tomorrow. So once you start seeing preseason, then it's about to be on. So I like the preseason football. I mean, I ain't got to watch the damn baseball.
Hey, the Braves. You got to watch the Braves.
Okay. Coach Bernard Brown, what's your thoughts with regard to NFL preseason? Oh, my God.
Hey.
You laugh.
I think it's a waste of damn time. I think it's a waste of time for the preseason game. I think, guys who coming back off their summer, vacation, they get hurt quick. It's a lot of injuries so far. Some good players done got hurt already out for the season. I think it's a waste of time. I think typical Roger Slade Cordell trying to make money off these brothers. You already know who's gonna be your 11 on defense. You know who's gonna be your 11 on offense. You know who's gonna be on your special team. And you know who's going to be on all that. So I think we just wasting our time. We need to just go ahead and get into the season and, watch these cheerleaders jump up and down and cheer for our black people. That's it. It's a waste of time. They cut it from 16
games to 20 games.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. They went from 7 to 3, and next year they're going to go to 2. And maybe they say, you know what, let's cut all this out. Let's go to a 20-game season and let the best women's and men's win. And I'm going to say this. Let me tell you who's a little punk, and I'm tired of him. That little punk butt, Roger, what is his name in Green Bay? Aaron Rodgers. He's a typical racist punk. You know what I'm saying? He got a nerve to call a meeting with these young wide receivers, say they dropping the ball too much. You're dropping it. get on my nerve, man. You always trying to hit these black folks with it hurt, man. I'm telling you. I ain't watching no NFL game no more. And don't call me to watch it either, Jesus.
And that was going to be a subject matter that I was going to go to, but you done jumped all into it. So, Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts with regards to NFL quarterbacks? And again, issues going on from salaries to them also, as I said, calling out teammates.
Well, I guess some players do it to motivate the other players so they can put them on notice. You're an NFL player. You're supposed to be the best in the world. You don't supposed to be dropping balls. And if you're dropping a whole lot of balls, then there's a problem. You're going to drop them in practice. You're going to drop them in the game. I have no problem with you motivating players, but when you alienate them to the point where they can make you look bad, not only, if you don't win games, then you ain't going to get nothing. Aaron Rodgers can't get that $200 million contract without them catching balls because you can't run it down the field by yourself. So, if it's motivation, then fine. Some things are private, but I think they wanted that to get out. So, I don't have a problem with you calling them out if they're really doing that terrible. And then with the salaries, more power to them. These people are making billions of dollars a year. Billions of dollars a year. These players need to get what they get. What they got coming, but they also need to give back. We don't have enough players giving back. We don't. There's too many NFL players not to give back. And the NFL needs to give back a whole lot more also.
All right, Coach Rob DeLoach, what's your thoughts with regards to quarterbacks calling out teammates and then also with regards to contracts?
Well, the quarterbacks are the leader of the team, so they actually set the tone for what's going to at least happen in the locker room, in my past history. Actually, they're a coach on the field. So most of those guys, for Aaron Rodgers, he's used to having some good receivers, but the organization decided to let him go. So, hey, this is what you got. They don't like to spend money. So that's what you got. The other part about these quarterbacks making money, shit. If they can afford to pay them, you can imagine what the owners are making. So it's still chump change in the end of the game. And I wish, a lot of these guys, it's only a few in the league making that kind of money. The younger guys got to save their nickels and dimes because it's not a guarantee they're going to get a second contract. So ultimately, if you can get it while you can, get it while you're young, and make sure you make some investments and give back. I don't know if you guys saw it. That Mike Tomlin was going his way to practice today, and some young kids were fighting. So he got out of his car, ended up inviting all the kids to the Pittsburgh Steelers practice today.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
So, that's big, big time. So they are, coaches, that's just what we generally do. And it may be more of it, but it's just not put out there on social media. So, like I say, I would hope that some of these guys would extend their resources outside of their NFL towns where they're playing at. There's no reason why we shouldn't have some things from the Atlanta Falcons down here in Savannah, Georgia, from the Falcons organization, or from the Braves organizations. It's just too easy. It shouldn't be that hard.
That's correct.
All right. And we now move on to this. To going to the NBA. Going to the NBA and to the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat. They have said that, as the rest of the NBA said, that number 6 will be retired. Number 6 in honor of Bill Russell. The Miami Heat said they're going to wait to retire number 6. So what's your thoughts with regards to that, Coach Rob DeLoach? And why they're saying they're going to wait? Because of somebody else who wore the number 6. Because Rob DeLoach, based on LeBron James.
It ain't been one number 6. LeBron done had 23, 6. It don't matter. It ain't been one number 6.
Mm-hmm.
So whether Miami Heat want to acknowledge Bill Russell's number and retire number 6 in respect for LeBron James, it don't even matter. Because Bill Russell, for what he stood for, is bigger than LeBron James and all of his money and all of his resources. if it wasn't for a Bill Russell, there would be no LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
So just keeping it in perspective. The NBA should have retired while he was alive.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, he getting his flowers after he's already passed. But I think it's a good move for them to retire to number 6 league wide instead of just for the Celtics.
And Coach Bernard Brown, what's your thoughts with regards to that?
Hey, like I said last week, I piggyback on what Coach. They should have retired way before the man passed away. I mean, he was the NBA, and they need, like I said again, they need to take Jerry West off the logo and put Bill Russell on the logo. Take the little white fella off the logo and put Bill Russell on the logo. He got 11 rings. You know what I'm saying? And Jerry West didn't get his until Whip Chamberlain played or whatever, and he finally got one. And then at the end of the day, the Miami Heat ain't waste no time and retiring number 23, Michael Jordan number. They said nobody in the Miami Heat will ever wear number 23 ever again. And so LeBron, at the end of the day, retired that man jersey in Miami. Y'all ain't gonna win no more championship anyway, so you might well change the number anyway. You know what I'm saying? So Pat Riley, go ahead and stop all that and rest in peace, Bill Russell. And I want to make sure y'all give my roses before I die. Trust me. Y'all make sure y'all bring my roses before I leave. Hey, retire my number before I leave right now today. So at the end of the day, man, the Miami Heat need to shut up. And they mad because they ain't playing on Christmas. No, this is why they mad. They're mad because they ain't playing on Christmas Day. They ain't played on Christmas Day in 8 years, so they mad now. Man, please.
So to everyone looking at the show, the statements made by Coach Bernard Brown have been retired. His statements have been retired by Ebony Sports Reporters. So we now move on to Coach Julius Hall.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
If they can find Deshaun Watson for not obeying the rules, and this is what the NBA, who govern all the teams, tell them that they must do, then suspend them 11 games.
Boy, you on it tonight. Boy, you good.
Suspend them. The NBA need to take out the NFL.
Yeah.
Suspend them.
Yeah.
They don't want to do it. Suspend them. And any player that put it on, suspend them too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we know what they could do. They could do like the major leagues, where the whole organization wears number 6.
There you go.
In honor of Bill Russell, like they do with the Dodgers. I mean, with the Major
Jackie
League Baseball.
Robinson.
Yeah, they represent Jackie Robinson. Everybody weigh 42.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know who they're gonna call the fouls on. It could be a lot of people fouling out.
Now, they can put it right there at the bottom. Put their real number right there, small. And the ref could say on number 24. Everybody got the 6 on.
Yep.
They can be on the back of the helmet.
They can be as creative as they want to be if they want it to be, out there. I think it'd be, especially for Black History Month, hell, make all of them weigh number 6.
Right.
And to everyone looking at the show, Jackie Robinson was a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Let everyone know that.
That's why he got his ass whooped.
Hey, but you know what? I ain't mean to interrupt you, but you know what's so crazy? And this history, Jackie Robinson, baseball, he put it on the map. Jim Brown, football, put NFL on the map. Bill Russell, basketball, put them on the map. What all 3 of them got in common? They 3 black men that making money off of these black men. Period. I ain't trying to make everything black and white, but somebody need to talk about it.
Shit, I can't tell.
I was wondering too myself.
Maybe we need to do the show. Hey, Dr. Jamal. Hey, Julius. Maybe we need to do it in black and white instead of color.
I said, damn, he done became the conscience of the black America or something.
He must have been reading Marcus Garvey. He must have been reading Marcus Garvey today.
So, hey, like they always say, my best friend is white.
Floyd, his best friend is white.
So we will move on to this. Deion Sanders and also Shannon Sharp. The discussion about the NFL Hall of Fame, and I am frightened right now. It was Julius Hall. What's your thoughts with regard to what Deion is saying? Everybody's coming in. Shannon has said he's not necessarily making a comment because he don't want people to make it seem like he's making a distinction about certain groups of people. I'm just paraphrasing part of Shannon's statement.
I think that the players that go in, they should have a committee, and that they should listen only to that committee. And we need to be on that committee, the four of us. Mm-hmm. Pay the committee, get us there. Because, see, we're going to do what's right. We're going to look at it and say, this guy deserves to be in there. Mm-hmm. We're going to look at it that way. If you was some garbage and you don't need to be in there, and you was an old offensive lineman who ain't blocked nobody and couldn't pancake nobody, then what we going to put you in there for?
Yeah.
Just because you done played 16 years. We're going to give you your money. You got paid. That was your Hall of Fame right there. But if you roll down there like a big Orlando Pace and everything that Root wiped everything out going around the end, Orlando Pace deserved to be in the Hall of Fame.
Like first ballot.
Yeah. And Shannon Sharp, probably one of the greatest tight ends to play. We saw when he was right here at Savannah State, we saw his greatness. He playing split end. Mm-hmm. But him and Tracy Ham was battling back and forth for that Georgia Southern Savannah State game, boy. Tracy Ham just outdid him. Stacey Ham
last time Savannah State been relevant too.
Yeah.
So I have no problem with, but I think that the players need to be evaluated. The fans make everything. The fans make up everything. They can't do anything without fans. Mm-hmm. So the fans need to have the final say in all of it, though. No matter what the ex-players or anything else, we're looking at the game from where we can be objective. They're not.
Yeah.
Now, something interesting what Shannon also said. He said that unlike Major League Baseball, the NFL feels like they have to every year have 5 to 8 people inducted. He said Major League Baseball, if they have only one, then that's that one. We don't need to have a whole parade of people. So, Coach Bernard Brown, what's your thoughts with regard to what Deion is saying? Hey, I need to have a different color jacket from these other people right here.
Well, I'm glad you asked me that question. Hey, if we go by statistics,
and Deion is black. Deion is black, okay? Deion is black.
I know it. Hey, y'all. If we go by
and Shannon.
Hey, if we go by statistic, in the Hall of Fame, then me and Jules and Coach, all us should be in the NFL Hall of Fame. If we go by statistic,
I wasn't great.
Period. And you too, Jamal. You went to Jake, and I threw you in there.
No, he
Jake
didn't.
The Warriors.
No, he was not.
Don't put him in there.
Aaron Rodgers would have been talking to him because he dropped too many passes.
And he went to Savannah Christian.
That's boy, you ordered tonight, boy. What you drinking? Boy?
Fruit punch.
Hey, but I agree with Deion. I agree with him. Hey, if you ain't a Mean Joe Green, if you ain't, all those great players that's in there, I think the last 10 years, to be honest, this is my opinion. I think the last 10 years, they're just putting people in there just to put people in there. There's a lot of people in there shouldn't be in there. I ain't got time to call their name. There's a lot of people.
We gotta go to Coach Jadot, right? You ain't got
Okay. Yeah. And in my opinion, it's a lot of. I agree with Deion. There's a lot of people in there shouldn't be in there. At the end of the day, instead of they be yellow jackets, they should turn them into red jackets. And there's these why you in there statistic is red and green because you was a bad boy. That's my opinion, Jamar.
I think it's gold, isn't it?
Gold. It look yellow.
Yeah.
Well,
the jackets are gold. The jackets are gold, The Jackets I'm saying the Jackets are goal, and let you understand something right now, Coach Bernard Brown. The Hall of Fame jackets for Herschel V. Jenkins High, Heaven V. Jenkins High School are red. Red is a good thing. Let you know that. But Coach Rob, we're gonna move on to you right now. What's your thoughts?
I stand corrected.
Who in the hell want to wear a red jacket?
I do it.
Y'all look like a bunch of damn pallbearers.
To the HBJ family, the opinion of Coach Rob DeLoach is merely his opinion. You know that ain't my opinion at all.
Y'all look like a bunch of damn pallbearers, some Shriners that never went through.
I toast on that.
Y'all not nasty nobles. Y'all shouldn't have nothing that's red. Y'all always want to be something that you ain't gonna be.
Boy, Coach, you know what? I don't know what y'all drinking, but y'all on it tonight.
I don't even like red cups. I'm about to throw these in the trash. But it's just like with the older players in any other sport, in the new breed of players. In their mindset, it's just a different mentality. It's why they believe that everybody should not be in the NFL, in the Hall of Fame, in any of these sports. When you look at their careers, I mean, they were okay, but I mean, there would be no Walter Payton and Barry Sanders. Emmitt Smith, to me, he was all right, but he wasn't Walter Payton or Barry Sanders.
Right.
But when you got a line like the Cowboys had, hell, all of us could have ran through there, with the Dallas Cowboys. But I mean, Emmitt was okay.
Yeah.
But he wasn't even Bo Jackson.
Right.
If Bo don't get injured, this is a whole different ball game. But like I said, some of these guys can barely walk to the Hall of Fame to get enshrined. And they're on the last ballot. If you don't have anybody to put in, then I don't think you should put them in just because.
Yeah.
And since you said that, Coach, what about Troy Aikman? What about Troy Aikman?
Well, he played for America's team.
And
what else are they gonna put? What else? How many black quarterbacks are in the Hall of Fame?
But I'm saying that he had the same old line. So should Troy be there in the Hall of Fame?
I'm not saying Emmitt shouldn't be there, but he wasn't the best running back. Yes. I mean, Troy had weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They made him look good. I mean, that's part of the game, But I'm saying if you're looking at what I'm talking about is the mentality of the running backs of Walter Payton, Barry Sanders. They were different guys.
Yeah.
And they were great despite having a great offensive line.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I look at. When you look at great athletes, despite ever having all of the intangibles, they were great athletes and they made the best of what they had. You put Barry Sanders and Walter Payton behind the Dallas Cowboy line, I mean, it's over 30,000 yards rushing.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Engage sale. Yeah.
So we have now moved on to this. And it is involving athletics, and that is recreational and high school athletics. Clayton County has gone and rescheduled games, reschedule the times for games because, again, you have rivalries with regards to these high schools there in Clayton County, which is, again, the Riverdale area and in the Atlanta metropolitan area. And then also you have a recreational coach who is killed just this past weekend in Texas. So why is there violence with regards to youth sports? That's why they're youth sports. So, yes, what's going on with that, Coach Rob DeLoach?
It's a tragedy that these grown men take the Little League game personal when we're supposed to be out there developing young people, teaching them about teamwork, teaching them about the game, and it should never be about wins and losses. But when you're making these side bets on your team and you gambling on these kids is what it actually leads up to. As a former coach of coaching youth sports, anytime that we went down to Florida or we went up to Atlanta and we played in these tournaments, there's always somebody want to bet on their team is better. At the end of the day, I always tell people I'm not betting on no kids, because that's too much pressure on me and pressure on kids for a couple of dollars. It's not worth it. So unfortunately, unless we start vetting these youth coaches and doing background checks on them, hey, that's probably what you're going to get, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. And Coach Julius Hall, Clayton County. Clayton County says, hey, 2 rivals are now playing. We're starting our season. Season's starting right now. We cannot have the game at night because there's a fear that it might be some violence, with regards to weapons being involved in Clayton County. So what's your thoughts with regards to that, Coach Julius Hall?
Well, I think it's amendable to those school systems to recognize that there's a propensity for violence if there is a big rivalry where the emotions of these coaches and of the fans are getting out of control. It needs to be looked at. If it needs to be moved at the daytime because they fear that something might happen, then that's what they get for making something happen. That's a tragedy that you see that we're supposed to be role models for these kids, and then you're out there acting a fool. Coaches killing coaches, fans killing fans. What does these kids think? They left that in the streets. That's why they're on the field, so they can get away from that. And now you're bringing it back to them. I don't know what we got to do to get a hold of how we think it, because it needs to be a whole lot of conflict resolution. We thought it was just the kids, but now we've seen it's the adults also, and they don't know how to resolve their issues without picking up a gun. They think that death is final. People got to understand that death is final. And when you kill that person, and you're old enough, death is final. It's final for you too, because you go into prison. So I don't know. We just got to do some things. We're going through that cycle, like Bernard said the other night, and that cycle, we got to get through it. It's something that we go through. Might be 20 years. It's a cycle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Coach Bernard Brown, what's your thoughts with regards to violence in youth sports?
On a serious note, it's like this. Clayton County is ranking the top 3 in crime in around here in this area of Georgia. Riverdale and Clayton and everything. Their crime rate is going up, and it's not so much about the ball players, and it's more like y'all say, the fans, the coaches, betting on the game. The fans say, hey, we gonna be here tonight, blah blah, and like I said, I'm glad they looked at it like, hey, let's put it today, and that they're gonna have more security at those games than they have in garden trunk security. Trust me. We are down south is where with a ball, where they play some ball down here. Down south, they play ball down there. Clayton, Riverdale, all those schools close to down south, close to Savannah, those boys can play. Up north, and they can't play up here. Cobb County, Marion, and all that, they can't play no ball. So I'm just saying, let's protect the kids. Let's protect the game. And I think they should have like 3 strikes. If this coach, high school coach or whatever, get 3 strikes, I think he should be banned for coaching any high school or whatever. But like you said, I think I'm glad that they look at it and see that to protect the people, because you don't deserve to, people, nobody deserves to get killed because of a football game or because of anything like that. Not only, it's just crazy. And then now you got this stupid gun law. Hey, you going in there, people going in there and having guns everywhere.
Under the shoulder pad.
Yeah. You're right, Drew. A helmet, shoulder pad, all that, man.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised. You saw the baseball player playing with a cell phone in his pocket.
Yeah. It's getting crazy. It's getting crazy.
What it is, these games are rivalry games, just like because people have, excuse me, people have hate. AE Beach, Savannah High School, Woodsville Tompkins, BC, Windsor Forest, Johnson, all have hate to Jenkins. And so we can go play our games. We got to be concerned about y'all committing violence against some of us when we not play, just trying to play a game. But again, that's what it is, a rivalry game.
Y'all dressing like y'all Bloods.
Rivalry? Come on now.
But coach,
who gonna ride somebody who's 0-12?
Exactly. Y'all the one gonna have the problem because y'all the one gonna be losing.
That's right. Y'all
used to
0-12.
HVJ has represented the public schools. HVJ is representing the public schools. That's why the hate comes about.
We're
so
gonna
we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on.
We should have a show after the game tomorrow night.
That's right.
Yeah, we should. That's right.
Wait,
we should. That's right.
Night? Who played tomorrow night?
HVJ and BC, the hottest ticket in the whole city.
Game.
Oh, look, boy,
y'all
go.
Game.
Hey, you gotta see if tickets still available. Gotta see if tickets still available. Hottest ticket in the Thai City. Hottest ticket in the Thai City.
Man, it's raining like cats and dogs. It's gonna be raining tomorrow. Ain't nobody going to do that shit.
Oh my God. That got to be edited out. Because again, see, audience, as you see, they have hate for Heavens B. Jenkins High School. That's what's going on. And Terry Mobley, my sister, yes, they have hate, Terry Mobley. They have hate in their heart. So we're going to move on this way. I was going to ask about Jennifer Hudson, Suni Lee, which one had the best, but then see, they probably, I don't even go there because the stuff that probably come out their mouth. So we're going Fernando Tatis, suspended for 80 games because he used a ringworm treatment. That was PED, but he said he didn't know. So, Coach Bernard Brown, what's your thoughts on that?
Who? Say it again. Who?
Fernando Tatis.
Who the hell is
Fernando Tatis with the San Diego Padres has been suspended 80 games because he used a ringworm. He had a ringworm, and what he used, it had a banned substance in it. And so
he should have used the old school. He should use some casserole.
No.
He should have used some casserole, man. And that's their best player, right?
One of
them, yeah.
Oh,
millions of dollars were paid to him. Yeah,
a whole lot of money.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass that because I mean, shit. If he had ringworm, he had ringworm.
And so we now move on to you, Coach Julius Hall. His daddy said it didn't give him any advantage. So, and that Fernando didn't realize it. So what's your thoughts with regards to 80 games?
Well, you got business people and you got some of them just don't use common sense. Let's do this. Instead of suspending the player for 80 games for a banned substance, really investigate to find out whether he's using, how much of it is in his body. Let's also find out they should be testing everybody once a week. They got enough money to do it. Test them all every week. Just test them. That's going to scare them not to do anything. And then when they tell them, they got to tell them, say, hey, I used something that might have caused me to put something in my bloodstream that y'all might think is banned. So this is it right here. Can y'all test it? How much of it was in my blood? Can you see if I was using it over a long period of time, how much would get in my bloodstream and would it affect my test results? They got to do that. There's no common sense being used. They just suspending people. I don't know. I think they're doing it just for the glory of the game, just so they can say that they're doing something. I don't even understand it. Football, you suspended a guy because he was massaging some women. The girls was massaging him, and none of them called the police. How the hell you gonna suspend somebody and ain't nobody called the police? I would have fought them in court. I know I went to another subject, but still, I'm saying, look at this. you know, 24 women talking about he did something to them. It's all about money. Use common sense. It's too much money involved for y'all not to use common sense. This boy, like Bernard said, he was just trying to teach him the Bible.
Oh Lord! Oh.
Hey, Jules.
Hey, it was that choir rehearsal.
I know. Hey.
Or he could have been trying to baptize him because he had that towel.
Boy, Jules, you saying that so good, shit. You gonna make me go get tested.
All right, we move, Coach Rob DeLoach. So Fernando's daddy is standing up again, a former major leaguer. He's standing up and saying that, hey, listen, because it was the testing was done, like was done to everyone, and they said that he had a haircut, he got a ringworm from it, he then went and used it. But now some people are saying they paying you that amount of money, and you just go try some stuff, and you don't even investigate to see what is inside that, and they're paying you millions of dollars and not 80 games, which now means that the Padres did all of that to not put themselves in the playoff, and now they're looking at might not be make it to the playoffs. What's your thoughts with regards to that, Coach Rob DeLoach?
Well, first of all, he's from another country that he may not be familiar with using the castor oil. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean?
His dad. I'm just going to say his daddy said the Dominicans in the United States are mad. He was born here. He here. So you know his people Dominican, but they from right here. They right here. So yeah.
Man, listen. I believe honestly that ain't the first time he tested for something, because I think because of who he is and the kind of money they paying him, they probably hey man, you on that watch list. You don't randomly just, get tested for a damn ringworm.
Yeah.
Whatever chemicals. He's done some things that's prior that led up to, hey, we tried to tell you, we tried to warn you, and this is one that's going to stick with you. So I don't think it happens one time. I think they get, warnings and things like that. Based on what you said, Julius, a percentage of marijuana or whatever, PED and all of that type stuff before they said Barry Bonds, was he ever suspended?
Suspended out the fake Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
I will say this right here. The opinion of Coach Rob DeLoach is merely his opinion. Barry Bonds, we love you. You should be in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly. That's my point. Has he ever been suspended for anything?
No.
Nah.
Exactly. But he's not in the Hall of Fame because they say he used steroids, but he never tested positive.
Yeah.
So it's a double standard.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. We move on, and I don't know. They may not have been able to look at it, but, if they had, I'll still ask the question. Team volleyball, beach volleyball, or beach handball?
Beach volleyball.
Huh?
Beach volleyball. Volleyball.
Duh.
Have you all seen beach handball?
Who?
No, I seen beach volleyball, and it damn sure ain't gonna look better than handball. Ain't gonna look better than volleyball. You talking about hand or ass? Like, come on now, you do the arithmetic, Jamal.
I will. If you all want to, if you have some separate device, you can click on that and look at beach. Just look at that link for beach handball and see. Beach handball for some people is quite exciting. That when they say beach volleyball, they go from beach volleyball to beach handball. So, because I know how you all are, that's why I did that for you all. But since y'all did look at, we'll move on to this right here. What 5 teams will make it to the World Series? Excuse me. Which 5 teams has the possibility to make it to the World Series? Which 5 teams in your mind possibly can make it to the World Series? Coach Bernard Brown.
I'm glad you asked that question. Boy, you asking a lot of good questions, man. I like that. Hey, this is the top 5 that everybody got. We got the New York Yankees, the Atlanta Braves, the Los Angeles Dodgers, the Houston Astros, and the New York Mets are the top 5 team in Major League Baseball right now. You go to bookie, you go to Las Vegas, that's what they got. One thing people don't realize, we do our research and we know what we're talking about on Ebony Sports Reporter, period.
Again, we do not support advocate gambling. Do not worry about Las Vegas and Ebony Sports Reporters. Thank you to the audience. So, Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts? 5 teams that can possibly make it to the World Series.
Those are the 5. Those 5: New York Yankees, Houston Astros, New York Mets, LA Dodgers, and the Braves taking it all. But San Diego had a chance, but they done bowed out. The Atlanta Braves showed the Mets the last 4 games that they're not there to play with them. Y'all see that first game?
Yeah.
13-1. What was the next game? 8-3 or something like
Yeah.
that. And then they felt sorry for them. They let them win last night.
Mhm.
So the Braves the Braves got the hottest bat
Yeah.
in baseball right now, boy.
Yeah. They hot.
Pay attention. Braves
Yeah, they
all the way. I called it right here.
Yeah. They hot. They hot. I gotta get to them. They hot.
And
Coach
the Warriors
Robinson,
all the way again too.
That's right. Warriors. Heavens B. Jenkins High School Warriors.
Oh,
That's
God,
right.
no.
That's what I'm talking about, Coach Julius Deloach. That's right. I
BC
mean,
got y'all doing them all.
Coach Julius Hall. That's right. The Warriors. That's right. Coach Rob Deloach, what's your thoughts? What 5 teams?
We're going to Dodgers, Yankees, Braves, Mets, and them cheating ass Astros.
But shit. Hey, we got we know I think all 3 of us saying the right thing. What you got, Jesus?
I have to go and say this. The Astros are no longer cheating. They're no longer cheating. So, again, you got to let it go, Coach Rob Deloach. You got to let it go. Something you got to let go out your heart. You got to just let some things go. You got to let some things go, unless there's a bounty on your head, like on Coach Bernard Brown. But we'll move on to the next subject.
No,
I'm voting for
he
Keisha.
wanted to know who your team was because he heard that you had the Miami Marlins.
And the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Hey, Coach.
Well, since we want to be like that, the Oakland A's.
Ooh.
Okay, all right.
Man.
The Oakland A's. Yeah,
They'll
the
be a
Oakland
wild
A's.
card.
So we now move on to this. All right, Willie Simmons, coach at FAMU, Deion Sanders at Jackson State. They say that HBCUs, in particular, talking about the fans and alums, got to get serious about football tradition. They got to get serious about it. And so I was going to merge it because we really are over time right now. We should be closing up the show. We should be moved on, But again, we're going to throw it out there and we can do another HBCU subject. But again, Coach Rob Deloach, what's your thoughts with regards to, again, Jackson, bam, fam? They're saying, listen here, people come when we play Alcorn State, but then we play other people, they don't come. They go and say, they come see us play when we play Bethune, but they don't come to the other games. So they say, hey, we need the fans to pack the stadiums all the time. So, Coach Rob, what's your thoughts with regards to, they say football tradition needs to be better at HBCUs?
Well, it's how you promote it. If you don't promote it every Saturday, then if you want to promote homecoming, that's what you get. Or you want to promote the first game of the year in some type of classic, then that's what you get. I think every weekend an HBCU game should be packed, especially with them damn girls up there dancing in them bands. Damn, the football game.
We're sitting behind the band when we go to Jackson State game.
Man.
Yeah.
I mean, just for the short entertainment. Savannah State don't even have a band. They're using the high school bands.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
We're not sitting behind them.
No. We already know what they look like. Them somebody cheering.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Lord.
Coach Bernard Brown,
Hey.
what's your thoughts that we need to develop the football tradition at HBCUs where folks are there all the time and in support of them all the time? What's your thoughts on that? We are too afraid to really get your response, but we must ask.
No, I'm gonna keep it clean. you know what? You just, like you said, you got to promote them, man. You can't. Not only that, you know, there's a lot of teams in NCAA. They don't show up and support them. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just the black whatever. Hey, if I see a team, if I'm coming to see Savannah State and Clark University play, basically I'm going to come to see the cheerleaders and the band, to be honest, because they some fine something. That's all. I'm just being honest, you know. But they got up here, they got 5 high schools, right? Battle of the band, and they got the top 5. And the winner gonna get $30,000 to their band program. That's how you promote, you know. And that gonna make you say that, well, shoot, ain't no different than I'm changing the subject. Ain't no different than that. Those boys going overseas and playing for $100 million per tournament, or $200 million per tournament in golf. Hey, show your money and people come out. You know, so Dion and the rest of them, you know, hey, you got to walk. You know what I'm saying? We getting there. We getting there. You know, we getting there. Y'all just welcome our black media. Ebony Sports Report.
That's right. And an alum of Heavens V. Jenkins High School. That is JJ Deloach right there, who now is at VCU. Glad to see him, a stellar athlete and scholar and person and young man.
Hey, Coach, he went to Brookwood? He went to Brookwood, right?
Burtmar,
right?
Yeah.
But he came from
so what
Jenkins.
What you talking about?
He came from Jenkins. He came from Jenkins. That's a part of his foundation. That's part of his foundation. That's part of his story.
Boys. The Migo boys.
So as I said to everyone looking at the show, did I not tell you about rivalry? How I said all of them hate us? All of them hate Heavens V. Jenkins High School. We now move on to you, Coach Julius Hall. What's your thoughts with regards to this right here? Because again, Willie and them say at FAMU, we need us to be there.
You go, Julius?
Jackson State, we need us to be there. And they say to other HBCU programs around the country, we must support our schools, and not just as Coach Jalo said, not just for a classic, but we need them support. We need fans there all the time, because that's what other schools are doing. And they were looking at, because they are coaching HBCUs, they were like saying, we got to develop that tradition.
Well, let me give you the answer. You didn't have to go through that tutorial that you just did. Listen, this is an easy solve. This is real easy here. I should be an athletic director at some of these schools, because would you think about it? Would you rather have 50 people in the stands that paid $30 for their tickets, or 5,000 in the stands that paid $10 for their tickets? Which one? You want the 50 for $30 a ticket, or you want the 5,000 in the stands at $10 a ticket? You got to understand economics. You got to understand how to get the players in there. You got to invite all the little league teams there so they can see and be inspired by coming. You know how they do Scare Straight, and they take the kids to the jails and to the funeral homes? Well, show these kids every week. I don't care if you got to let them in free. Ain't nobody else in them in the seats. Have all of the coaches bring their teams there and fill up the other side of the stadium, and have somebody sponsor it for them. Golf Screen, Coca-Cola, all these places can sponsor these kids to come to the game. You know? So that's
mute Coach Deloach, please. Mute Coach Deloach, please. Mr. Producer, mute him, but you won't mute him. Why? Because you hate us. You hate us. You hate us. You hate us. That's what the deal is. You hate us. Because y'all little group, y'all just like all like that. Oh yeah. And so, but there's something happening for HBCUs, that there are going to be several HBCU games on television across the board this season right here. Yeah. From CBS News, Sports News, going on to ESPN Plus and ESPN3. So again, we're going to see HBCUs there. And so the last thing we're going to deal with this event, and initially I had tagged it like this, but I said I'm just going to change it, and I'm going to be fair. Something called arm boxing. So I guess y'all probably did not look at the video on arm boxing. What happens, and this is done in Russia, For instance, I'm gonna do it like this. As you got Coach Rob DeLoach right there, and Coach no. Let me do this right. As you got Coach Bernard Brown right there, and Coach Julius Hall right there. Both of their arms, one arm will be tied to another. So they're like at a table, almost like they're doing like arm wrestling, but instead one arm is free and they're boxing one another. Arm boxing. That is not a sport that's in Russia. And then basically, but I was gonna say it is Beach, Tompkins, Windsor Forest, Savannah High, one of arm box Jenkins. But I said, no, I will not do that. So that's a sport that y'all might want to check out. Arm boxing. And they pulverize one person. They just have one arm. They're able to bam. Yeah. Arm boxing.
Hey, first of all, let me say this here. I will never be tied up to the table with my homeboy Julius Hall arm boxing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, now if you put Becky tied up with me, that's a different story. So Russia need to focus on sending Brittany home, and that's what they need to be sending Brittany home. Talking about some arm wrestling or whatever you call it. Man, send that girl home, man. And listen, and I'm off the subject, but it's a true story. If you get this girl 9 years. And then they turn around and say she can be a head basketball coach in Russia for 9 years. Come on. She's good enough to stay out of jail and coach your team? Man.
Well, if she ain't coming home, I think she should take the job. If she ain't coming home, I think she should take the job and coach her ass off.
Again, profanity. That word you use, Coach Julius Hall. But we'll move on to you. What's your thoughts about arm boxing? Arm boxing.
Okay, arm boxing. Excuse my language, but those words are allowed on Facebook. It's the vulgar words that are not. So when I say it was AZZ, so y'all know that. But anyway, arm boxing, Russia is trying to be relevant. Who in the hell would think of tying two people's hands together and fighting the other one to the death? Till you just done pulverize a guy into submission. That's the craziest sport in the world. Who gonna play that sport except some fools? That Russia's smart. All they got to do is go to TikTok and put a challenge on that. And you have all the fools doing that.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts.
All right. Coach Rob DeLoach. What's your thoughts of AE Beach arm boxing Savannah High School?
Hell no. Man, listen, man. They could have came up with a different type. They'd been better off throwing water balloons at each other than to be arm boxing. Sitting on a log, tied up with one hand free. No. But we played that game, the baddest man hit my hand back in the days.
Yeah, that's right.
It wasn't no arm boxing. The baddest man hit my hand and it's on.
That's it. It's on.
That's almost like that slap game, Coach. When you get to slap the person, then they come back and slap you. I saw this little guy slap this big guy, right? And big guy did this here. Man, but when the big guy slapped the little guy, he slapped him across the room.
They had to hold him because he's about to fall out. He couldn't even stand up. Look here. We from the old school. Boy, if you hit them one time, they don't move, boy, you better take off running.
Yeah,
That's it. That's it.
You in trouble.
So that is the end of Ebony Sports Reporters. We will not entertain Coach Bernard Brown wanting to go 90 minutes. We said it should only been an hour, but because they tried to filibuster around, so we've gone a little longer. We thank the audience for checking out the show. And guess what? What's happening? We're going to Roku television. You will see us there. You will see us on television across the entire country on TV. So their behaviors, we were trying to work on their behaviors right now for them not to do certain things, for them not to hold up alcohol, for them not to hold up cars, not for them not to order lemon pepper wings, for them not to go and talk about sexist things that they talk about on this show right here, Ebony Sports Reporters. We're going to be working on, and we're going to be praying for them also.
Lemon pepper, baby.
Hey, I know it. I don't know. I got misinformation. Jules told me when we go to Ruco TV that we can do anything, say anything. That's what he told me. That's what he told me because I asked him.
Once we've made the conversion all the way over, it is a possibility that we're our own bosses. We aren't monitored by anything or anybody. But you still have to keep it where people will want to watch it.
Right.
We're going to be, if you got a smart TV, you can go into your living room. Like in my living room right now, the game is on. I mean, we're on in my living room right now. All you have to do is go to YouTube and punch in YouTube, go to the search bar, put in Our Black Media, and you'll see us on YouTube if you have a smart TV or if your TV is able to hold that app. We're on the TV right now. So you can do that. And you can go to HBO. See, we're on TV already. So all you have to do is go and do exactly what Bernard do. When we go to Roku, it'll be the same thing. All of our stations, all of our shows aren't going at one time. We'll be putting them in, implementing them in probably groups of 4 at a time. And that's sometime in September or October because we have to learn all the adjustments and all the controls and everything. We got 2 people studying it now because they want us to be ready when we do it. So we're gonna first start off on our website with subscriptions. That'll be coming. We'll start telling y'all about that after a while. That way, when we transition over to Roku, it'll all go smoothly. So we don't want to get there and we don't know how to control it, how to run a live show. It's a lot of stuff that goes with it that you have to do. And the minutes cost like hell. The minutes to play really cost. So Roku is kind of expensive. So we got to be able to go into it in a smooth transition. That's why y'all should give to this platform because we bring you everything from sports to politics to food to good health to financials to comedy. We bring it all to you. So on this platform, I think we probably the only one in the whole Southeast that's doing what we're doing with 20-something shows. And by the time we bill it all out, we'll have 34 shows. I'm just been so busy that I haven't been able to work on the evening newscast that we're going to be doing also. So it's a lot coming. We got a whole lot coming. All the shows will be under an hour after a while. And you think that we showing cards and everything right now and eating lemon pepper wings and having that drink. What gonna walk behind us? Now that's when you say the views.
That's it.
That's when you gotta put this up there on the wall. You know.
Hey, I just got a phone call, right? And they say that they love Ebony Sports Reporter and they love all the shows on ATR Media. But they told me to tell Jamal to lighten up. Say he's too tight. and they say he's too tight. They told me to find him a pussycat. And
oh Lord, these was here.
That's what he told me.
Oh boy.
I can see the cat like Robert Little Dog jumping all over him all the time. So we don't want him with no cat. No.
All right, fellas.
Ebony Sports Reporters, we thank y'all for checking out the show, and we'll be moving to Roku television in September. We don't know what first 4 shows will be, but I'm sure it's going to be tied to people coming from Tompkins High School. I know that for a fact. Yeah, I know that. So again, we thank y'all for checking us out. Coach Rob DeLoach, Coach Julius Hall, Coach Bernard Brown. Man, we out of here.
Hey,
Good night, everybody. See y'all tomorrow.
And Coach Otis, he's gonna finally get the sock on there, Coach Otis. He's gonna finally get the sock on there, Coach Otis.
Next week, because she's gonna be here working on it this weekend. So Otis, we will have soccer on that intro for you. Don't forget, she watching. I don't know what she's watching. I got to make sure she understands soccer got to go on that intro. All right. So Coach Otis, he's gonna be joining us after a while for commentary. Watch us tomorrow all weekend. We got the shows for you.
Peace. All right, fellas.
Good night.
All right, y'all be good.
All right.
like that.